Local news analyst has been fired after calling Donald Trump orange face. I mean, dude's not wrong.
Now,
I believe this is the report where he called Trump news face. So everybody, if you were smoking right now, do light it up. Enjoy this.
A breaking news update in the investigation into whether former President Trump and his associates tampered with the 2020 election here in Georgia. A panel of federal appeals court judges
He's not wrong.
Senator Lindsey Graham's testimony with the Fulton County special grand jury. Judges delayed Graham's date with the grand jury until lower court hears arguments about the types of questions the South Carolina Republican.
It's not even the newsman that says it. It's not this dude that's talking.
To take questions in Fulton County Tuesday, prosecutors want to question Graham about the circumstances surrounding 2 calls he placed to Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger and his office in late 2020. And Channel 2 political analyst Bill Crane joining us now live here tonight. Bill, Graham was supposed to testify this week. Governor Kemp also got his testimony delayed. But these delays that these folks are wanting are for 2 very different reasons, right?
Well, their stated reasons are different, but the reality is there's an election that's just ahead of us. Labor Day is when undecided voters and non-aligned voters really start focusing on the election ahead. And keeping Donald Trump and his fantasy of elections being stolen in November of 2020 in play keeps Donald Trump and his looming orange face in front of voters at a time when they're trying to decide how they're going to vote. Lindsey Graham and his attorneys contest that he was acting as a U.S. senator. They hadn't yet.
See, it wasn't even that bad. It wasn't, he was like, hey, look at this orange face over here. He called him Donald Trump, and then he said, like, he just wants to keep his orange face in front of the voters or some shit like that. No. Put this man back on the air. I like this dude.
Yet certified the Electoral College vote, and he was making inquiries about Georgia law related to elections. Very
looming orange face, yes.
Could the governor call a special session? Could the legislature decide to not certify results based on questions that were still in play at the time? Governor Kemp has offered to do a tape deposition that was originally scheduled, then postponed, and then postponed again, and now they want him in front of the grand jury live. You don't have any control over what questions a grand juror asks you. And also you don't have any control over what grand juror decides to share or not share.
Cancel Justin.
Again, both of them are concerned about voters.
We'll see who cancels who.
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
As much as they are about sharing, but I expect at some point they'll both go before the grand jury.
Yeah, and Senator Graham mentioning the protections for members of Congress. What are those protections, and with those in place, how much can this grand jury actually glean from them?
Well, that's what the federal appellate judge wants to get at, is was he there acting as in his official capacity, his legislative capacity as U.S. Senator, considering the ramifications of what happened in Georgia, or were his calls political in nature, like President Trump himself asking for ballots to be found? Those questions have to be framed, but the Senate and House essentially are equal chambers, and neither has jurisdiction over the behavior and conduct of the other.
A drama the entire country is watching closely. Thank you, Bill. We appreciate it. And Graham, of course, would be just the latest big name to testify.
I thought they said he said it multiple times. I don't see anything wrong with what he said. I thought he said it multiple times. Just once. That's all he said. He didn't even call him orange face, technically. He just said that his orange face was looming. Didn't call him an orange, like there was nothing wrong with that. We should petition the station to have him back.
Yes, that he was acting as a U.S. Senator. They hadn't yet certified the Electoral College vote. Trump, Donald Trump, but the reality reasons are different, but the reality is there's an election that's just ahead of us. Labor Day is when undecided voters and non-aligned voters really start focusing on the election ahead. And keeping Donald Trump and his fantasy of elections being stolen in November of 2020 in play keeps Donald Trump and his looming orange face in front of voters at a time when they're trying to decide how they're going to vote. Lindsey Graham and his attorneys
and his looming orange face. I don't think he should have been fired. We need to petition the news station.
In play keeps Donald Trump and his looming orange face in front of voters at a time when they're trying to decide how they're going to vote. Lindsey Graham and his...
There was nothing wrong with that news report. It was incredibly accurate. This is WSB TV. WSB TV. Out of Atlanta. Crane has been employed with the Atlanta television station since 2006. The dude needs his job back. He should not have been fired for that.